Well, I reckon there has been another farmer that is joining YouTube. Well, let's start things off. Let me sit down here real quick. My name is Ryan, Stephen obviously, Stephen Farms, and I am from West Central Ohio, and the wind has really screwed my hair up, but we're just gonna go with it. I'm from West Central Ohio, Dark County, Ohio. If you know who Farmhand Mike is on YouTube, this is his home county. So he's kind of the celebrity of farming around here, but we're gonna see if we can take that over. So I'm right on the Indiana-Ohio line. It's probably 10 miles through the fields, not counting roads. And we run good equipment around here. We just upgraded, quite literally, from a 1985 TR85 New Holland to this quite nice 2005 CR940. Our TR85, it was four-wheel drive, but this one was only two-wheel drive. However, the rear tires on this they are the same size as the front tires on the TR85. Then up front, it has these massive floaters. Our TR85 was two-wheel drive. This is only, which we haven't even started corn harvest yet. It's October 14th, and we like them. Typically during corn harvest, it gets kind of sloppy and wet out, so that's why I say we haven't started corn harvest yet, but we enjoy them. Compaction is going to be cut down, and yeah. What we don't like, on the other hand, is this freaking head. It's a 74C New Holland, and actually it's on the other side, but there's carriage bolts in here that hold on to the auger, and they keep breaking. The head is junk. However, the cart it came with is not. So we're typically a J&M family with wagons, but this came on a Kilbros UT 125. It's 25-foot head. Don't know if I said that or not. 25-foot cart. The cart is phenomenal. Yeah, it's a UT 125 Kilbros. The cart's phenomenal. The head, not so much. That, and we just purchased a corn head. It's a 2007 98C New Holland. We was trying to find a chopping one for a relatively decent price because we're not a big farm at all. Like, we do not need something stupid expensive. I say that as I'm by this nice machine, but most CR940s, if you're a New Holland person, you see them online, Tractor House, Machinery, Fastline, that kind of stuff. Typically, they go for about $50,000. We were able to score this one for $32,500, and it's one hell of a machine. And this is the channel's mascot back in there. That's Barry the Bunny. And I'm starting this channel just because it gives me something to do. Keeps me occupied. Especially this year because it's October 14th, like I said. And September 10th of this year, so about a month ago, I was in a relatively bad car accident and I lost my arm in it and got surgery, but yeah, like I said, I can't really do much during this harvest, so at least I can film and get good shots. Plus, seeing other YouTubers farm, and Harmless Farmer especially, he's really inspired me to create a channel because obviously he doesn't have both his arms, and I lost one of mine, so why not? But it rained here last night, so there's not going to be any combine in here. But so far, we got about a 30-acre field of beans combined. They were averaging about anywhere from 50 to 65 bushels an acre. Not hateful. That was a field, half of it was Seed Consultants and half of it was Stein. But then like one strip of it was like a mix of Seed Consultants and Pioneer. We just threw it in the grain drill and just said to hell with it. But then the other field, it is a 40-acre field that was at my grandma's house. And it averaged between 45 and 60. So a little bit less, but it was a bigger field, so at the end, yeah. But we're not a big family farm at all. We have a couple 100 acres. My dad, who always helps on the farm, is me, my dad, and my dad's brother, my uncle. They both work full-time jobs, so it's just kind of a little hobby farm, I guess you could say. And quite literally, I am the son of a third-generation farmer. And despite this, I love farming. It's a passion. I'd love to be the owner and full-time operator of a big farm. Unfortunately, land is too expensive and hard to come by around here. This is the #1 corn and soybean producing county in Ohio. So land is, it's pretty pricey. You'll be lucky to find fields under $6,500 an acre. It also kind of depends where you're at in the county, obviously. Like some spots is more hilly, but my dad and my uncle, unfortunately, they grew up in the more pricey part of the county. And it's all flat over there, so that's what they're used to. And they're stubborn. They're not willing to go out and find more hilly fields. We have one hilly field, but we got that on sheriff's auction for cheap. But if anyone wants a 1985 TR85 four-wheel drive, 16-foot bean head, 6-row 30-inch corn head, let me know. And someone decided to come outside. Yep, that's Barry the bunny. Yeah, what is that thing, huh? Not sponsored, but love to be. The farmer beverage of all. But a little bit more. I am a senior in high school, and I plan on attending a trade school next year for 2 years for heavy equipment operation, and then get out and start working. I say I'm ready to start working now, but mainly just for the money at this point. Like, obviously, you want to be happy at your job, but I'm ready to get out of high school and start making money and get a house and start a family. Obviously, several years down the road, because I'm still young and dumb and wanting to party. Yeah! Alrighty. This is not the end of the video yet. I completely forgot that I even made some, but it is now several days later, and my rabbit's getting all wound up. But it's several days later. We have combined a little bit more beans. I'll show you the field in contrast to where we was when I recorded last. But we now have our auger over here. It's a Mayrath 862 swing away, hooked up to probably one of the more main workhorse tractors on the farm. But we have them chopped off up until about right out there, as you can see. So all this is done. It's not really doing the best. That's probably a 5-acre patch, and yeah, it's not doing good at all. This auger, this will be its second full season with us. We bought it brand new because our old one, the gearbox went out and the flighting was paper thin, so just kind of said, screw it, and we're going brand new. And speaking of new, there is a new purchase on here. All right, so we got the combine moved over here now because we were running a little bit. And still have the bean head on, but we're getting ready to switch fields because this field here is still a little bit damp. And the other one is, well, the beans are crunching over there. Then we have the header cart back here around side of the barn, and, well, what's that? Piece of shit auger. Well, actually, it's not a piece of shit, but we now have a very nice 2007 98C. I keep telling my dad that because this corn head has the blue decals and our combine has the black decals, we need to upgrade the combine now. Now, I'm not too advanced and know much about these corn heads, but I didn't know they came with this on it. So I just opened up that case to expose the chains, and I didn't know they came with snake skins. Shit, might have to make me a new pair of boots out of that. Could be pretty cool. But the head does have the sensors. I think these are the New Holland brand. I don't think they're aftermarket. Maybe that's an aftermarket option. I don't honestly know.
And the only thing this head is missing is, so the snouts, when you want to flip them up, they have this metal piece here that goes up and down to lock it. These two snouts here, not the end one, the end ones don't have them, but this snout and this snout does not have it. It should be a relatively cheap fix, but if you get it through CNH, I'm sure it's probably a $50 part. However, now we need a header cart badly, because the one that it's sitting on is what the bean head's supposed to be on. My dad went and got that this Saturday. He took the header cart all the way to Lafayette, Indiana, and brought it home. He left here about 8 o'clock in the morning, and he got back at 4 or 5 o'clock that night. Was it a road trip? Yes. Will it be worth it? Obviously. We don't have to dig our old combine out and use that for corn now. Plus, I'm excited about the poly heads. Both combines that I've been exposed to, it's just been those old metal heads, but with this big beast, got to upgrade, I guess. So I've not been doing my job too well. I've been completely forgetting to record, but the last field you seen me out was at my house, and that was completely knocked out. Now we're out here at our last 4 bean fields. We're on the last one right now, and we've been widening, sun's bright, these like little pathways to get to the fields, because we went from a 16-foot 6-row small TR85, so that doesn't take up much space. So we'd be able to get through with the heads through these little field approaches, or pathways as we call them, but obviously because it's in between trees, so that's why we call them pathways. But we got these widened out so we don't have to take the head off. We can just go field to field because they're all in this little area. So this is the last field of beans here. There's a little bit of oh Lord, I'm not good with weeds, but it looks like that when it's healthy. And that son of a gun, he's gonna have to go to that combine cab and come pick these up. We're a farm of excellency, I can promise you that. It is now October 20th, Wednesday, and next week, the 27th through the 30th, I will be attending my final FFA National Convention. I'm very excited for it. National Convention is one of the highlights of my year, because I get to go every year for some reason, because I got connections with the ag teacher. But it'll be sad because it'll be my last one ever, but it's always fun to go. And this is my number one reason why I hate bean harvest. Ugh. Every freaking year we combine beans, I always get a head cold and my runny nose starts. I have some beans laying over down here by this tree line that I'm sitting in. But this is what you'll be seeing when the combine goes by here eventually. And I hear the beast. And there she is. Might be here a minute. We're getting there. There we go. I need to move back some, honestly. There we go. Sorry about the tree limbs in the way. If you know, you know. These beans over here, I'm 5'11" on a good day, and they're touching my belly button. Believe it or not, these are a brand hated by some and loved by most, Pioneer. Getting the end rows knocked off here. 25 feet at a time. Hunting me down. That dadgum operator, he just does not know how to run. There's a stick right there, but he could have got out the cab for that. I decided to give my lungs a little bit of a break, but I'm sitting right in the sun. It is incredibly bright. But we are very excited for corn harvest. However, the combine's going to be sitting more than moving, I'm sure, because we just run our grain cart, our grain truck, which is just a 16-foot grain bed on I think it's a F800, but it's a very early version of an F800. And we do have wagons, but they're all 150 to 250 bushel J&Ms. And if anyone knows of a nice pair, a pair as in two, I don't want only one, of red J&M 385s, has to have the tarps on them, and it has to have the inspection windows on it. That's what we want. A pair of them. Our semi is going to be rolling through harvest or corn harvest, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, the grain truck. And he's just finishing his first full pass. Yeah, I know, I guess I'm kind of a pansy for sitting in here, but it's saving my lungs and my nose a lot right now because I cannot stand bean dust at all. But there she goes. Thing looks pretty sweet. Eventually, I'd like to get this center tree line taken out because we have another field right there. And there's a small one right here that I can see the fence row to. This whole tree line, that's a woods back there, but it's just a tree line. And there's a horse pasture over there. But the fence is right there. The fence is a little bit downhill, so we're not going to really gain any farming ground by removing all the trees, but it'll save us a lot of hassle with limbs falling down and sides of the fields being lower on yield because the trees are taking up nutrients. Unloading up there. The hell's this thing's kind of weird. We're unloading. Just got a little bit left, probably about a half hour, 20 minutes worth, and bean harvest 2021 is complete.